Here we are today again with another Bigfoot hoop shoe review. With you is your boy Bazookahoopz. Thank you for tuning in again. We have another one out here for you guys today. The Lebron NXXT, I promise. Next gens. A lot of wondering if these are good enough, you know, compared to the 20s, 21s, the next gen amps. We'll take a look. Let's tune in.
Type of hooper I am. I work out of the triple threat very often, hard cuts, side to side movements. I rely on my tractions, step backs, fadeaways, hard drives.
So here's the colorway we have for the next gens. Here we have the I Promise. And you know, the funny thing is about the next gens, I had two pairs of 20s at the time. I wasn't even interested in the next gens because I honestly thought it was just the budget model shoe. I saw, you know, that these were sitting, you know, below retail. I knew production on these would probably end soon. So I decided to snag them up, and I've given them many test spins since then. And let me tell you, I do not regret my purchase. Yeah, what I love about this colorway here, we have the mismatched shoes, the blue and the orange. I think they're sweet colorways. The laces, I love how the laces, you know, go ahead and do the same thing with it. Laces are really long. If you double knot these, you still have a lot of room. You can quadruple knot these probably. What I really love about these shoes is this pearl essence swoosh on the outside and the inside. I'm a big fan of this. Also a big fan of the way this tongue looks. This tongue here, I'm a big fan of the way the pink pops. The pink is just a nice look for me. The design on the tongue, really like that. I think it gives it a nice pop right off these monotone colors. And the only thing I would change on these is basically this yellow midsole. I think the yellow midsole, which kind of looks a little like old, a little dingy. I'm not a big fan of yellow, but especially this color. This is just a little dusty looking color of yellow. Let's get it started on the foundation of the shoe. My favorite part, the first thing I look for in the shoe when I put it on court is the traction. Traction here, we got the map of Akron, Ohio. I don't know, I've never been to Akron, so I couldn't tell you. But what I can tell you is they have close streets because we have a real close design, which is kind of rough on dust. Same with the translucent outsole I have here. On a clean court, though, let me tell you, these bite just like the 20s, not gonna lie. Everyone said they bit like the 20s, but I never believed it because I was always on dusty courts. And then I finally brought up some clean courts, and they bit. I was like, okay. Dusty, unfortunately, you're gonna have to wipe a few times. Maybe every play, maybe every other play, because dust will play a factor if it's gonna build up. The traction on these, just because of that dust and because of the amount of times, you know, people do probably play on dust like I do, got to give these an 8 out of 10. Next, we have the materials and containment. And the materials and containment on this, you know, not too mad about it. Some people might not like the materials, but this plastic and this felt on the inside keeps my foot. It feels pretty contained, but I'll show you here. My foot does slide out of the footbed quite a bit on these just because of that material. But yeah, no, this material wrapped around my foot great. It felt like a one-on-one fit. Like right when I strapped it up, it laces around my foot amazingly. The materials don't make it feel like it's pinching anywhere. It feels really comfortable. But the only issue was, yeah, on hard stops, really hard stop side to side, my foot was going over the side bed quite a bit. And it wasn't like, you know, bad, to be honest. It was just the mid plate was contorting. But, you know, besides that, you know, I think it was very nice. For that, we're going to have to give these a 9 out of 10 on the containment. Next, we have the cushion and the bounciness on these. So, yeah, not a full double-edged sword, but kind of double-edged sword. You know, we have nice bounce on these shoes. Great bounce. You know, heel and the forefoot, we have the zoom. So right when you take it out of the box, you can feel it. You can feel it instantly when you strap them on. It feels really nice. Like, it's probably the best part of the shoe, you know, comfort wise. And the other side of it, you know, is just the cushion alone. You know, it's a really stiff cushion. To me, it feels pretty stiff on the midfoot and the heel. You know, the court feels amazing on these, you know, but you're going to be just missing that cushion, you know, that you get on some of those other models like the 20s. So for that, I'm going to give these an 8.5 out of 10, which is very solid. Just missing a little bit more cushion for me. Fit and sizing for these, I personally love the fit and size. Right when I put them on foot, I knew that they were a one-on-one fit. Width, length was amazing to me. I love how snug it felt in the toe box. I do wear move insoles on all my shoes, so that is something that you have to take into account as well with the way these fit. It could be giving me just a little bit more of a snug fit with that as well. But I do use move insoles. I think they're very nice. Not sponsored, so you know, don't have to worry about that. I would love to be. Hit your guy up, move. For the weight for these are pretty light shoes. You know, the materials are really light materials. You know, when you compare them to something like the Kobe's, you know, in hand, they're pretty comparable, to be honest. I mean, but these might be just a little bit heavier. If you have to be picky, I unfortunately don't have a scale, sorry. But, you know, that has to be, you know, nitpicking. I've had two separate friends get the shoe, and one friend was true to size, and the other friend had to go up a half a size. So I think it's just depending on your foot. But the way mine is shaped, big fan of it. Big fan of the way it felt. You know, honestly felt like a boot on my foot, like a sock on my foot. Just didn't notice the shoe was there, which is what you're looking for. So for that, I give it a 9 out of 10. Not really too clunky. The heel had just enough cushion to make it feel like it wasn't clunky, the way the shoe bent and the way the shoe felt. You know, the only thing I had wrong with the shoe wasn't really wrong, just the midfoot, you know, torsion. You know, you could tell how easy it twists, and the way I move, you know, I'm doing those twists quite a bit. So I wish it just had something a little bit stronger than the plastic plate it has, like, you know, carbon fiber, but, you know, I guess I'm being picky. I love these. These are shoes that I regularly hoop in just because the way they feel on foot. You know, for the playability, I'm gonna have to get ahead and give these a 8.5 out of 10. I'm being very nitpicky with the shoes that I have right now because I kind of have built up a collection of personal grails that I like. So, you know, this is the way I feel about my shoes. The total score for these guys is a 43 out of 50, which is super nice. It's pretty high up there. I'm being very nitpicky with, hopefully, you know, if you're debating on some next gens and you don't know, hopefully this review gives you a little bit more insight, a little bit more information.
We're going to start up a list with all the shoes that I have reviewed. We're going to put them on a list, and I'm going to basically stack them up against each other to see how they rank. But right now, this is the first shoe that I have reviewed, and this is going to be number 1 on the list so far. Once I get this next shoe reviewed and put on YouTube, we'll put that on the list and see where it compares.
And hopefully you'll tune into my next video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Thanks for helping me out.